All right, folks. Welcome to Nino's Corner.tv. Yeah, I shaved. It was getting itchy. You know when you get that? Not many women definitely don't know this, but a lot of the fellas out there, you know when it starts getting that itchy, like I start feeling like I'm homeless. So I shaved the beard. I just trimmed it up a little bit, folks. Notifications, hit the notifications, hit the like, subscribe, share the whole thing. I appreciate the prayers for my dad. He's coming home today. But I don't know where this is going. I'll be quite honest with you. It doesn't look too promising. I'm just going to say that he's 90 years old, and the seizures have really picked up, and we got him on some strong seizure medicine. But he's just laying there sleeping. I don't know where this is going. So thank you for the prayers. I'm bracing for the storm, but not just in my own personal life. This is happening worldwide, okay? And I don't know if you all are noticing it, but it seems like in every genre, in entertainment, music, government, politics, everything, there's a civil war happening. And I mean, this is happening everywhere. I'm noticing it all over the place. I was just watching Jamie Kennedy talk about it in comedy, and I noticed it in comedy. I'm like, man, a lot of the comedians are at each other's throats. This seems to be happening everywhere. And I think it's just, I start to think about the frequency of the Earth, the Schumann resonance. I think about the sun. Is everything that 𝗬𝗏 said on my program? Are we really getting hit with these charged particle beams, gamma rays, and it's intensifying everything on the Earth? It does feel like that to me. I don't know about you all, but that's how I feel. Venmo, 𝗬𝗏1977, 𝗬𝗏ROD1977. Also, folks, when the lights go out on Amazon. When the lights go out on Amazon, please leave an honest review. And then my mama's book, please leave an honest review on that as well. The Mexican Mix, see? Also, Ringside with Nino. Ringside with Nino on ninoscorner.tv is fire. It's going to be October 29th, just a couple days from now. My mama's birthday was yesterday, so we had it at the hospital with my dad, and it was just, it was very pleasant, and it was a good time. I mean, as much as it could have been, as much as it can be a good time. But yeah, so I really look forward to seeing my Black Sheep family on October 29th, 5 p.m. We'll discuss everything that's happening, everything that I'm hearing behind the scenes. I'll give to you all for free on October 29th, Ringside with Nino, 5 p.m. It's worth it. It's fun. It's a Black Sheep community. It's not a cult. It's a community, folks. Yeah. And then the next day, October 30th, is the General's Tent with 𝗬𝗏 and Sheila Home. That's going to be great. So Juan sent me the video or the movie House of Dynamite. You guys watch this. Predictive programming, anybody? Have you guys seen this yet? If you haven't seen it, now I don't really like to watch anything on Netflix, but occasionally I try to check out of my tortured life, and I watch a Netflix movie, and 1 out of every 10 are pretty good, are okay, but most of the time it's a flop. But House of Dynamite, great movie. I thought it was amazing. It really tells a story of what we could be coming into, what Juan says. So is this predictive programming? I find it kind of strange. This comes out right when Putin tests flying Chernobyl and Satan. That's the name of the nukes. So, folks, ninoscorner.tv, Lee Dundas was on. Amazing. Man, she's talking about microwave weapons. So I've done some little shorts in this. I don't know if I have the balls to put this on YouTube just yet. I might put an edited version on YouTube, but it's up on ninoscorner.tv, and it's disturbing. And it's talking, and we showed the Travis Scott concert. People could be hit with this individually. Like the technology is there, voice to skull technology, and she did all the research, and she's a human rights lawyer. If you know Lee Dundas, she came on the program talking about how this could go hand in hand with Big Pharma. And like I said, I'm thinking about putting it up on YouTube, but I'd have to really edit out a lot of stuff. Sorry. So I'm debating it, but it's up on ninoscorner.tv right now. Also, 𝗀𝗏 like a triple threat A triple podcast is up there right now. The Ghost is coming on today. Today, The Ghost is coming on. And then 𝗬𝗂𝗃 is coming back on. Everyone loves 𝗬𝗂𝗃. 𝗬𝗂𝗃, Larry Ballard's coming on. I got a whole star-studded lineup, folks. And without further ado, you might want to turn it down or turn it up, baby. Yeah, I still do it, folks. No matter what I'm going through in my personal life, I show up. I show up. And it's gift card giveaway, by the way. It's also gift card giveaway today. Are you going to be the lucky winner of the chicken dinner? Let's see. All right, folks, turn it up or turn it down. It's up to you. Here we go. Coming at you live from the apocalypse, folks. Yeah. You know, a lot of people say, you're so beyond that, David. You don't need to do that anymore. Yeah, but you know what? Whether you find it crazy, horrifying, annoying, whatever, it's still my trademark. And it sets me apart from everybody else, I guess. And to be honest with you, I think I can never, I don't think I'm going to be able to move away from this because it's like, it's there now. And it's kind of my MO, right? So I'll probably be 65 years old still doing it. And you know what? At least we're all getting up on a Monday and we're alive. We're all here breathing, right? Enjoy the day. Enjoy the day. Make the best of it. That's what I do. I try to make the best of it. I used to do that in training. I used to wake up and just wake myself up and go for my run, you know. That's what I used to do. And it works. It works. It kind of just kind of charges the body. All right, let's get into this. Putin tests flying nuke arsenal. So here he is out there playing with his warheads. Satan and flying Chernobyl are real, folks. They are absolutely real. This is what Juan has been basically warning about for a very long time, that this will come down to this. So has anyone seen the movie House of Dynamite? I just watched it last night. I had to watch it and I had to see what they were putting out there. It's a pretty scary movie. And the ending is, I think, is very proper. I think the ending is, you couldn't have done a better ending. It's kind of like leave it up to the viewer to decide for themselves. But it is predictive programming at its finest. The timing of this Netflix film and Putin testing his flying Chernobyl long-range nuke is impeccable. It's actually impeccable. Whoever, you know, and I always did, this is where my tinfoil hat conspiracy mind goes. Whoever is pulling the world's strings, whether you think it's Lucifer or a group of 8 men sitting at a table, whatever, knows exactly how to program society to accept this coming catastrophe or this coming scenario. I'm telling you, folks, and I've been saying this for a very long time, for 5 years, everything I've said, for the most part, has come true. I'm not a psychic. It's just, I don't know. I can read the cards well. I see the playbook, and I got very good guests on my programs that I feel are the real deal, and they have been right. They've been over the target many, many times. I feel we are coming to a nuclear standoff, and that's the only way this climaxes. And I think it's logical. I think it's the only way, with everything the way it's going right now, humanity, society, everyone acting crazier than ever. That's just where this is going, okay? Nothing's going to slow this down. Are you kidding me? You know, you go to the Mayan calendar, the Bible, it all says the same thing, the 𝗬𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗀. We're here, folks. This is where we're at. Call it the end times or a shift in human consciousness, whatever you want to call it. This is where we're headed. And I feel now that the boomerang is in full swing and indictments are coming out like bubblegum, more to come on Adam Schiff, by the way. Brennan, everybody. All roads lead to who? Obama. They need this nuclear scenario, folks. And plus, we need to take power away from who? SES, Senior Executive Services. So I believe the scare is on the way, the scare event. But, you know, hey, what do I know? What do I know? I think we are now in the midst of the boomerang with more indictments to come and more troop deployment to cities. Let's not forget we are on the verge of striking inside Venezuela. Venezuela! Orale! Hey, here we go. Yeah, we're doing the same drills Taiwan is enduring right now with China, doing right over Venezuela. And what's the objective? It's to oust Maduro. But why? Well, they're saying it's because of the narco-terrorists and the drug trade. That's part of it. There's a lot more to this. A lot more. I would have to say it's because of 2020. The 2020 disaster with Biden. It has more to do with that than anything. And the China and Russia connection, which might be why Russia now is like, well, they're going to find out what we were up to in Venezuela. Maybe we should start testing some nukes. And they're not going to slow down NATO, by the way. NATO needs World War III. Who controls NATO? The globalist. You know, in my mind, it's just like, okay, 2020, the boogeyman didn't work. You know, when I say the boogeyman, you know what that is, where everyone took this in the shoulder. That really didn't work out the way they wanted it to too much. So now we're going to World War III. And you better believe they're going to kick this off. But there is a China and Russia connection down there in Venezuela. And once we close in on the truth, I expect not only a response here domestically, but also a response internationally. In fact, Vladimir Putin claims Russia has tested and launched a new nuclear-powered missile dubbed Flying Chernobyl and has vowed it will soon be ready for war. This guy's not going to hold back, by the way. I've been told by my sources he's going all in because you can't stop the rest of the world. NATO, who wants war, you're not going to stop it. And the little dancing marionette doll, 𝗬𝗧𝗏𝗂𝗏, okay, you're not going to stop these people. They are controlled. Now, Trump is doing his best to exhaust all options, showing the public why. As he tries, he's going to show you why they just want war. That's all they want is war. That's it. No matter what he does. There's the little dancing marionette doll. Ding, 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 ding. Yes. The Russian president said his menacing 9M730 missile assigned the codename Skyfall. And this is why it's so important to have the Golden Dome, by the way, that Trump's putting Space Force, Golden Dome. Now, if you watch The House of Dynamite, it was a coin toss. And I won't spoil the movie for a lot of you, but it's a very, very disturbing film. It's kind of like, man, if this really happens, I do believe this is how it would play out. I think it was right over the target. Basically, none of the systems work the way they should. Scary stuff, man. Scary, scary stuff. So the weapon that Putin tested has an unlimited range, powered by a nuclear engine. I mean, he has to protect himself against people like 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 and the globalists controlling them who want World War III, right? I kind of feel like he's pushed into this corner, and he's going to come out swinging. That's what he's going to do. Pentagon frets over a House of Dynamite nuclear doomsday film. So the plot of A House of Dynamite, the new thriller from Academy Award winner Kathryn Bigelow, I think she did Hurt Locker, hinges on a spoiler alert, U.S. missile defenses failing to knock down a nuclear-tipped intercontinental ballistic missile headed for where? Chicago. I guess there's no better way to clean it up. It's headed right for Chicago in this film. The Pentagon agency responsible for more than $50 billion system of ground-based interceptors in Alaska and California designed to avoid just such a scenario isn't happy about this film at all. The movie starring 𝗬𝗏 𝗏𝗶𝗹, I think that's how you say her name, and Rebecca Ferguson had a limited theater release and is now streaming on Netflix. And this is like the #1 movie now, from my understanding. A Missile Defense Agency internal memorandum argues that the doomsday scenario depicted in the movie is inaccurate. Of course they're going to say that. Of course they're going to say that. The October 16th memo a copy of which was obtained by Bloomberg News, is meant to make sure agency leadership has situational awareness and is not surprised by the topic which may come up in conversations and meetings. The object of the Missile Defense Agency's angst is depiction of U.S. missile defense is as ineffective, especially in light of the fact that President Donald Trump wants to spend tens of billions of dollars on missile defense, like, the Golden Dome. The document labeled only for internal MDA and Department of War use only, and is not public releasable, is dated a day after almost every member of the Pentagon press corps, including Bloomberg News, vacated the building rather than agree to rules that could restrict news gathering of documents such as the MDA assessment. So this, to me, folks, I don't know about you, but it's all coming right on time. And this is how they do this stuff. When you understand the matrix and how to play the game, you learn how to navigate properly, folks, and you understand they have to show you before they do it. And that's what this is. Now, whether it's tomorrow or this year or next year or in 5 fucking years from now, I don't know. But they're telling you, so it's embedded in your consciousness to accept such a fucking thing as this. U.S. warships off Venezuela aren't there to fight drugs. Oh, really? When was your aha moment? I love how these articles come out and people are like, well, I don't think they're there to fight drugs necessarily. Really? What made you think that? You really think that's what it was all about in the beginning? What made you think? What made you sit down and ponder the fact that it's not there to fight drugs? Yeah, that's part of it. But why are we really there? Tens and thousands of soldiers aboard 10 U.S. warships, including a nuclear submarine, several destroyers, and a missile cruiser, patrolled the Southern Caribbean in what is the largest U.S. military buildup in the region in decades. At least 7 boats allegedly transporting drugs have been bombed. Can you imagine being those guys getting on the boats? Hey, you're next, Alfredo. What do you mean? You got to get on the boat, take the drogas. No way, I say. Yes, you do. You're going to die. That to me is like a self-deleting trip. Like, you get on a boat to smuggle drugs. First of all, they have very sophisticated submarines. Okay, they have submarines, and I've heard they've blown up one of the submarines, but folks, they're using submarines. Okay, that's what they're using. Not these little bass fisherman boats they're using. Yeah, they're nice optically to see them get blown up. It's very, I guess, for the MSN, it's very pleasing. But folks, they're using submarines. Okay. Spoiler alert, submarines are what they're using. So for every little boat they blow up, how many submarines are getting by? I don't know. Just saying. Oh, boy. So the Pentagon has reportedly drawn up plans for military strikes inside Venezuela. Could kick off any day, any moment, from my understanding. And President Trump has authorized the CIA to conduct lethal covert operations inside Venezuela. What does that entail? And I'm going to get into that very soon. All of this is aimed at getting rid of Maduro. But why? Why do we need to get rid of him? Well, he is a dictator, but there's a lot to this story, folks, because why? What happened in 2020. That is what is so important. Now, remember, an attack on an election is like a nuclear attack. It's looked at the same way. So, of course, you want to get rid of this guy. Of course. So, this gets very interesting. Very, very interesting. Because, as Trump says, he wants to use the CIA, I'm dyslexic. CIA. Venezuela claims right now they have captured a CIA group accusing the U.S. of plotting a false flag attack. So a coup to overthrow Maduro. So wait, this is not necessarily good news, folks, because think about this. Now that they've intercepted these CIA agents, what do you think happens next? Well, we have no choice but to strike them and take them out by force. So now that they've intercepted these CIA agents, that means war. Because we were first going to try it this way. So Nicolas Maduro regime said Sunday Venezuela has captured a group of alleged mercenaries with ties to the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency and accused Washington and Trinidad and Tobago of coordinating military exercises intended to provoke an armed confrontation in the Caribbean. In a statement released by Vice President 𝗬𝗪cie Rodriguez, the socialist government said the arrest revealed that it described as a false flag operation planned from waters bordering Trinidad and Tobago or from Trinidadian Venezuelan territory to generate a full-scale military confrontation against Venezuela. Now, I've heard they were also trying to stage a coup to overthrow him within their citizens, but they've caught these guys now, and that's going to really up the ante for this war, because now, what do they have? Prisoners of war? The regime announcement comes amid the fast-growing buildup of U.S. forces in the Caribbean launched by President Donald Trump to combat drug cartels. Like I said, that's part of it. The administration has signaled that it might soon authorize ground incursions into Venezuela to target the so-called cartel de los Soles, a narco-trafficking organization the U.S. claims is led by Maduro himself. So he's like the cartel boss. The Venezuelan government did not release any evidence or details about the alleged arrests, such as the number of suspects, their nationalities, or when they were detained. Caracas also linked the alleged plot to military drills it claims are being carried out this week by Trinidad and Tobago. I have trouble saying that. Trinidad and Tobago. Under the coordination, financing, and control of the U.S. Southern Command. Remember, that guy's quitting in December, by the way. Calling them a hostile provocation and a grave threat to peace in the Caribbean. Accusations against Trinidad and Tobago. The statement accused Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister, 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗹 of having renounced the sovereignty of her country to act as a military colony subordinated to U.S. hegemonic interests. Hey, yo, I'm getting better at reading. Hey, yo. All right. I put it on my X the other day. I was like, considering the head trauma I've taken over the years, it's a miracle I can formulate a sentence. I think, and I ponder the fact all the time, gee, what was my IQ before boxing? Because I know it's still pretty high now. Believe it or not, folks, I got a high IQ. Hey, yo, hey, I can read gooder than you. There it is right there, folks. Venezuela accuses Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, who cares what they're fucking saying, right? It's like, what are you going to do? There are Chinese jets, highly technological aircraft flying around Venezuela and around our battleships. Yeah, that's interesting, because what does that mean exactly? Russia's testing nukes, China's showing force. I don't know, folks. I think it's all theater, but I think it's going to come down to a scary, scary situation, and I think Venezuela is going to be kicking it off. Just my hunch, my 2 cents. Russia tests nuclear-powered flying Chernobyl missile super weapon that has unlimited, let me say that again, unlimited range, claims Putin. Vladimir Putin claims Russia has test-launched a new nuclear-powered missile dubbed the Flying Chernobyl and has vowed it will soon be ready for war. Now, I've had some people call me, like my UFO friends, and I've had guests on my show that talk about the alien agenda, the aliens. They're all, David, you got to know the aliens will not allow this to happen. Don't worry, we're never going to go into a nuclear war ever again because aliens won't allow it. And I've seen the footage, right? I've seen the footage of video. There's videos out there where they show, I'm sure some of you have seen that as well, where aliens take down a missile launch. It's crazy. So basically, we affect the entire cosmos if we launch a nuclear weapon and it explodes. That's just what they tell me. So they're like, don't worry, all this is just fear, PORN, and you have nothing to worry about because the aliens will not allow this to happen. So I put on my tinfoil hat and I think about it. And I'm like, well, probably right because they're probably here with us. And I don't think they want to see their fucking world get blown to smithereens either. So, okay. All right. So Putin's long-touted super weapon will be met by skepticism in the West with the missile's development history previously blighted by failures and delays. Oh, by the way, one of the missile names, Satan. Yeah. Proper name for a nuclear missile, right? Satan. By the way, do we have a gift card winner today, Alex? First gift card winner, Laurel Gowen. Laurel Gowen. Thanks for playing Sancho's cheap date. You're going to get $25 mailed to your email. Orale. All right, but the latest supposedly successful missile launch saw it travel 14,000 kilometers for 15 hours, top Russian Army General 𝗲𝗵𝗶𝗹 said. Putin also boasted his new weapon was invincible in the face of current and future missile defense systems. Dubbed 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗃 Skyfall by NATO, the 𝗬𝗶𝗱𝗃 missile is about 12 meters long and carries thermonuclear warhead. 12 meters long and carries a thermonuclear warhead. It was first unveiled in 2018 and was on one of 6 Russian super weapons hailed by Putin. The sister projects included Satan. I can't make this shit up. Satan 2 or Sarmat nuclear missile, the Zircon, Avant-Garde, and Kiskel hypersonic missiles, and the Poseidon submarine nuclear drone. I think these names are very fitting. Putin sends chilling warning or threat with this flying Chernobyl nuke. Get ready for World War III because he's not backing down. Okay? Trump, I'm not going to say Trump has failed, but they have not had a peace agreement and they're not going to. Neither side is going to back down. This is coming to, folks, listen to me. Listen to me. This is going to come to a scare event, just like the movie House of Dynamite, okay? Spoiler alert, it's coming. It's coming. Oh, I don't want to think about that. It's all about vibration. I'm going to lift my vibration. I'm going to meditate, David. I don't believe in that stuff. It doesn't affect me. Oh, it will. Oh, yes, it will. Oh. But I don't think it happens. I don't think it happens. I think it's I think the aliens will intervene. No, but I don't think it happens. I think it's going to get close, but it doesn't happen. It's just my thoughts. This is my opinion. Just an opinion. Just an opinion. So U.S. and China tee up sweeping trade deal for Trump and Xi to finish. Where things stand right now, the U.S. has reached a framework agreement with China to avoid imposing an additional 100% tariff on Chinese imports. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said in the interviews this morning, the development comes during the first leg of President Donald Trump's diplomacy tour in Asia, easing tensions before this week's highly anticipated meeting with Chinese leader Xi Jinping. Beyond trade talk, Trump is expected to urge Xi to join the U.S. pressure campaign against Russia. God, man. You know, when you see Trump is 79 years old, I'm 48. And I tell you, folks, I hate flying. I hate traveling. I hate boarding flights. I can't stand being around a lot of people. I'm too big. My shoulders are too big in the seats. I'm 6'5". I sit down in the seat. I feel like I'm a monkey humping a football. I don't know how this guy travels everywhere the way he does at 79. I can't do it at my age right now. And I'm, relatively young, considerably speaking. But, I can't see how this guy at 79 is able to do the shit he's doing. He's got to be on some strong shit. I don't know how he's doing this. I am in awe of this guy. I'm like, is he even fucking human? I know all of you are thinking the same thing. 79 years old. He's on a flight every day. The only other guy I know that travels like that is 𝗬𝗏𝗡𝗏. 𝗬𝗏𝗡𝗏 is on a flight somewhere all the time, any hour of the day. I'm talking to him at the airport. And he's not like just taking short little flights. He's going all over the damn world. I don't know how they do it. But I give them all the credit in the world. That's all I'm going to say. And here's some Obama news. And it was from an X post. I tried to, damn it, I forgot to put the name on there. My bad. Devin Nunes, chairman of the U.S. Intelligence and Advisory Board, Barack Obama raided Mar-a-Lago because he wanted his manufactured ICA report back. Meaning the Kenyan administration attempted to overthrow the U.S. government in 2016, are the allegations. Succeeded in 2020 to cover it up, and now he's caught, is what Devin Nunes is saying. So CIA Director John Ratcliffe, the statute of limitations is not going to have an impact because in any seditious conspiracy, the statute of limitations doesn't start to run until the last act in furtherance of that conspiracy. On August 8th, 2022, Merrick Garland, Jack Smith, and Christopher Wray executed a search warrant at Mar-a-Lago. Now, we all remember that. The residence of U.S. President Donald Trump in Palm Beach, Florida. Now, I've heard there was many, many reasons why that happened, but main reason, the nuclear football is what I've been told. You all know who said that. Makes a lot of sense because if you think about it, he was commander-in-chief, and they needed that biscuit. They needed that nuclear biscuit. Could you imagine? Now, let's just think about this for a second. If Biden did have the nuclear codes, with everything that happened, the one thing he was missing was that. Who had it? Trump. But could you imagine if Trump wasn't? Well, this is why it's so believable for me. It's the only thing that makes sense. If Trump wasn't commander-in-chief and Biden did have that nuclear biscuit, it'd have been game over by now. It would have been game over by now. For sure. 100%. Game over. Folks, please like and share this broadcast as much as you can. I'm going to jump into the mid-roll real quick. Because why? My ghetto timer was about to go off. All right, folks. Headlines everywhere talk about Ozempic and similar miracle weight loss shots. But what most people don't realize is this: a major analysis just found that people who stopped taking these injections gained nearly all the weight back within a year. And who knows about the long-term effects, by the way. That's the catch. These drugs only work while you're on them. They're expensive, and the moment you stop, your body fights back. This is why I use this new product, and I'm obsessed with how it makes my body look and feel. GLP-1 Elevate helps my body naturally trigger the same hunger-controlling, craving-reducing signals that Ozempic does without needles, prescriptions, or side effects. It promotes safety and fullness, helps reduce hunger hormones, and it does work. I'm never hungry. Supports a fat loss instead of muscle loss, and even helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels so that I finally get the results that last. Grab a bag of BioTrust GLP-1 for 40% off and start experiencing real results only at, I think it's Trim with Nino. It's down there at the bottom. Plus, they have a promotion right now that includes a 60-day satisfaction guarantee with every order and free expedited shipping and subscriptions. Folks, if you're going to use Ozempic, I would try this first. Just my 2 cents. Just going to tell you that right now. I would at least just give this a shot. All right. House Republicans want to strip 𝗬𝗏𝗵𝗶𝗹 of citizenship, possibly deport his ass. The mayoral frontrunner over the omission. So allegedly, this guy's taking like money off overseas, all kinds of shit. And I think the walls are closing in on this guy. I don't think this guy's going to make it, to be quite honest with you. Just my 2 cents. The first immigration case, New York City mayoral frontrunner 𝗬𝗏𝗵𝗶𝗹 may have to confront, if elected, could be his own, as 2 House Republicans push the Justice Department to probe his path to citizenship and possibly boot his ass from the United States. Rep. Randy Fine last week demanded the feds review every naturalization of the past 30 years, starting with Mamdani. I just think we need to take a hard look at how these folks become citizens, and if there's any fraud or any violation of the rules, we need to denaturalize and deport, he said to the Post. I agree. This guy to me is very, very dangerous. And it doesn't make you stop and think for a second like, wow, New York allegedly, if you believe the story of the Twin Towers, if you believe that whole 9/11, if you believe that, how it happened, Muslims, the whole thing, then how is this, and how they're getting ready to vote this guy in, really? Do they have their heads up their ass? I'm just wondering. I used to have a lot of respect for people in New York. New Yorkers. I used to have a lot of respect for you guys, but now with this, not much, okay? If you're going to let this guy get in there after what supposedly happened in 9/11, I have a lot of questions. So let's see what happens with this guy. Let's see what happens. Do we have a second winner? All right, congratulations, Ballistic Mystic. I like that, Ballistic Mystic. Ballistic Mystic, you are the winner of the chicken dinner with Sancho's cheat day. Orale, all right. Thank you very much. All right. Maduro hits back at Trump and says he's inventing a new eternal war. Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro has accused Donald Trump of warmongering. Really? You think he's warmongering? Okay. Oh, yeah. I would imagine sending battleships and aircraft to your country and troop deployment of over 10,000. I'm sure it's warmongering. But I think this is more about fuck around, find out, to me. Just saying. So warmongering after you deployed the U.S. Navy's largest aircraft carrier, USS Gerald R. Ford, to the Caribbean. Maduro told his country's state media that the U.S. was inventing a new internal war. Or a new, sorry, not internal, eternal war, as the Trump administration ramps up operation to target alleged drug smuggling boats. This is not going to be an eternal war. Let me tell you how this works. Maduro, you're going to be ousted, arrested, and brought to and expedited to the United States. That's what's going to happen, whether dead or alive. So it's not going to be an eternal war. They're just out to get you. Okay? They're going to get you, and they're going to succeed. However you want to go about this, either you give up and don't put your citizens at risk of war, and that's probably what you should do, but you're not. You're going to hide into you're probably going to go underground into your little caverns, whatever, just like Saddam Hussein did, hide away and let your citizens feel the wrath of bombs, whatever it takes, whatever. The truth is you should give yourself up. That's what you should do. You should be a man and give yourself up, but you're not going to. You're not going to. And you're going to get taken as a prisoner and brought to the United States, and that's what's going to happen. Spoiler alert. My only concern is if China or Russia gets involved. That's it. Because they are seeing Chinese craft flying around Venezuela. They're making them presence seen. They're force seen. So this is where it's going to get interesting. And this is why I also believe not just NATO and Ukraine war with Putin, but I think Putin has something to do with Venezuela. Just my hunch. Just my hunch. Hope everyone's doing well today. Oh, boy. I need a sip of coffee. It's been a long couple weeks for me, man. Long couple weeks. And I hate to harp about it every time I come on here, but folks, it's like a stake is in my heart, and they're twisting it every day with my father. I like my coffee black. I didn't used to like black coffee. I never liked black coffee. I always used to have some hazelnut cream. I always had to throw creamer in there. But when I started fasting, I've learned to appreciate the real taste of coffee because nothing fucks up a coffee more than cream. So I like it black, and now I can taste. I'm starting to develop a palate, and I can taste the difference between coffees. It's pretty interesting. Just started happening. All right, let's get going. Jeffrey Epstein chatbot encourages thousands of teenagers to spill secrets. This AI shit is just getting way out of control. Warning: disturbing content. Thousands of character AI users have been speaking with the AI bot 𝗫𝗫 Epstein, based on the Predator, Jeffrey Epstein, on a platform which is particularly popular among teenagers. A grim investigation has found that character AI users have been chatting with a disturbing range of chatbots, including a bot modeled on convicted predator Jeffrey Epstein. The character AI, which is understood to be particularly popular with teenagers, is a platform that allows users to create and share their own AI characters, which they can then enact with, just as they were a trusted friend or therapist. You know that these people, these sick predators out there, are loving this shit. They're getting off on this shit. You know, in the 70s and 80s, like, you know, you used to just go outside, come home when the lights come on. That shit's over with now, folks. I've noticed more and more now, more than ever before. Parents are now more strict, and they're like hovering over their children, which they should be. I look back on my life, and I think to myself, holy shit, man, that was fucking dangerous. I would walk to the park by myself at like 6 years old, take my bike, ride around the neighborhood. Like, you can't fucking trust anybody these days, folks. And now the internet is literally breeding these weirdos. It's appeasing to their sick drives and nature, their predatory nature. It's making them sick. It's breeding a sickness more and more and more. And I know all of you see it. So, you know, from now we got to worry about kids being on these chatbots. You can't trust them to leave anywhere anymore. I mean, who knows who they're meeting up with? Gosh, man, I just found out, I wouldn't say he was a friend, but a guy I knew from boxing. He ran a boxing gym in Laredo, Texas, was a predator. And a little girl, he was doing something to a little girl the whole time. And I just, my friend sent me the police report, the whole thing. And I just looked at it. I saw the mugshot. I was like, wow, you never know who's who, man. And it's always the people you claim to trust, right? It's always those people that are like, hey, yeah, I'll watch it, kids. No big deal. Oh, don't worry about it. You go enjoy yourself. The serial killer next door, right? Jeez. Sick, man. We live in a sick society. I'm telling you, folks. AI models may be developing their own survival drive. Researchers say when HAL 9000, the artificial intelligence supercomputer in Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey, works out, the astronauts on board a mission to Jupiter are planning to shut it down. It plots to kill them in an attempt to survive. Now, in somewhat less deadly case so far of life imitating art, an AI safety research company has said that AI models may be developing their own survival drive. This is very believable. After 𝗏𝗏 Research released a paper last month which found that certain advanced AI models appear resistant to being turned off, at times even sabotaging shutdown mechanisms. It wrote an update attempting to clarify why this is and answer critics who argued that its initial work was flawed. In an update this week, 𝗏𝗏, which is part of the niche ecosystem of companies trying to evaluate the possibility of AI developing dangerous capabilities, described scenarios it ran in which leading AI models, including Google's Gemini 2.5 and AI's Grok 4 and OpenAI's ChatGPT, were given a task, but afterwards given explicit instructions to shut themselves down. Guess what? They didn't. Certain models, in particular Grok 4 and ChatGPT 3, attempted to sabotage the shutdown instructions in the updated setup. Concerningly, wrote 𝗏𝗏, there was no clear reason why. It was as if it was thinking for itself and trying to survive. Scary shit. Oh, boy. Alex, you there?
Nino.
How many gift cards have we given away? 3 or 2?
We gave away 2. I have I told people to drop a fire flame in the chat if they want another one. You want to pick one real quick?
Let's give 𝗏𝗏. I see 𝗏𝗏. 𝗏𝗏, you're the wiener of the chicken dinner.
𝗏𝗏.
𝗏𝗏, all right. You got yourself a gift card, an amazing gift card for $25. What can you buy for $25 today? A milkshake? I don't even know. With inflation, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. A burger.
Dude, what is silver right now? Silver's like 50 something, right? It's over 50, or is it bounced back down to 48? I don't know what it is. Someone put in the chat what silver is.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
So, man, it's been a rough week. It's been a rough week for both of us, obviously. I don't know what your situation is, but I know it's been pretty rough for you.
Yeah, things kind of just, you know how it goes. When it rains, it pours kind of thing. But
dude, life is majority of the time in the trenches, man. It's dude, it's like, this is why when I was a kid, I used to look at adults, like most adults at like restaurants or just driving their car. I used to look at them and be like, man, why do all adults over the age of, let's say, 35, 40 look miserable? Like they had like frustration on their faces. And you still see it today. Just look at somebody in traffic, look at someone driving. They have that look of like concern. Like, it's fucking hard, bro. Life is hard as shit. It's just, it's just for everybody. I don't give a shit if someone's as famous, has money, or it's hard for everybody equally. It's just fucking hard.
Yeah. It's serious business. It's serious.
All right, let's do the fourth winner of the super chat. Should I pick the next one? Let's do Cindy Shipley. I see Cindy Shipley in there. I think she's won before, but she's always a regular here. Let's give Cindy Shipley the next gift card.
Cindy, you win again.
You won again, Cindy. Oh, yeah, that's just the first name that popped up. And folks, let's get to some what the fuck news. In what the fuck news, illegal immigrant charged with brutally beheading his boss and then kicking his head like a soccer ball. Well, they love to play soccer, don't they? Oh, boy. September 15, 2025, 6:46 p.m., a disturbing footage posted online. A migrant motel worker was allegedly captured beheading his manager in front of his family. Then kicking his head in front of his family like a soccer ball. According to police and an arrest warrant affidavit, 𝗀𝗃𝗂𝗁 Martinez, he sounds like a soccer player, a 37-year-old Cuban national with a lengthy criminal history, started an argument with his boss, 𝗬𝗃𝗂𝗁𝗂, I guess, I don't know, at a downtown suites motel in Dallas, Texas, while cleaning a room with another employee at the motel on September 10th. Surveillance footage from the motel allegedly caught 𝗂𝗂𝗁 Martinez chasing after his motel manager, pulling out a machete and slashing him while his family shrieked in horror. While the man's family shrieked in horror. 𝗂𝗂𝗁 Martinez continued to hack at the 50-year-old manager until his head was clean off and then kicked the head like a soccer ball. Go! What the fuck? Where are we living, folks? What is this? 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you'd hear stories of this and people would be like, oh my God, I can't believe that. Now it's every day. Every day there's a story like this. Cutting people's heads off with machetes. This is what happens in Mexico, folks. And now they're here. And now this is just, I don't know, pull up a random New York Post, a New York Times, or a LA Times article, and there you got it, and there you have it. This stuff used to be front and center news when it happened. Do you remember that? I don't know. Some of you do. 20 years ago, something like this would happen, and it'd be all over everywhere. Now, just a swipe of a finger, folks. All right, folks, let's get to super chats. Let's get to some super chats. I see some super chats coming up here. I got the ghost next, and that's going to be on ninoscorner.tv. I got him next right after this. Kelly Panetsky, you're always there for me, baby. Thank you. Super sticker, thank you so much. Lucia Robertson, you are too. I've seen you a few times. Super sticker, thank you so much. I get the regulars. I like that. I want T. Hit the like button for David, people. Yeah, thank you so much. Is it E1? E1? I guess it's E1. All right. Max, that's a big one. Thank you. David, how can you still fully trust Mr. T? Look, I have every reason to. I think I understand this at a different level. You got to remember he's surrounded still by swamp rats, and you have to play ball with them. You can't just go in and clean out the government. It would just fall. It would collapse, and then we'd be in a bigger shitstorm than ever. It has to be surgically done. And I think it's going to take longer than even his term. So he clearly compromised like all the other politicians. Still sending money to Ukraine, Israel. Kushner is sketchy. I agree with you on Kushner 100%. No, zero meaningful arrests from Bondi and Patel, all chirping and no action. Wait a minute. Let's give it some time. Look, I could jump up here in motion and just, yes, you're right. I know. But I don't think so. I believe there's still strategy here. And just like a 12-round fight, you got to keep working that jab, those body shots, and wear that person out until you can finally take him out. And so I think that's what Trump is doing. This is a very, very intricate operation, and I still believe that. Jeanette, that letter in the alphabet says scary event necessary. Yes, it does. I believe it's coming. Whether you believe in that letter in the alphabet or not, I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out with that. I think it started out as an operation and then obviously got intercepted and taken over by nefarious means. But, just my 2 cents. Melissa B., hey, Nino, definitely feel your heartaches with your parents. My dad was in an accident in August and 30-degree burns and then went into congestive heart failure. My mother has dementia. So, of course, my life has flipped upside down. Man, you're never prepared for this shit. I'm very sorry, Melissa. My prayers are with you as well. Thank you. There's no way to prepare for this. It's just a giant shit sandwich. And the art of this is still finding a reason to live and enjoy my day every day. I'm going to be honest with you. And that's where you all come in. I really appreciate all my Black Sheep family on Nino'sCorner.tv here on my YouTube channel. I don't know. I think if I, with what I'm going through right now, you don't think I have the urge every day to go to the bar and say, fuck all of this, fuck the podcasts. I think about this probably, 50 to 100 times a day where I'm like, I can blow all this shit up, go drink, and just say, fuck it. I really think about this every day. But I still find a reason to get up in the morning and do this. But otherwise, my whole entire life, I've had a pattern of just blowing shit up and starting over. And I just feel like I owe it to myself not to blow this up and start over. Because I don't know if there will be a next time. I've had too many hall passes. So there's that. And you guys do help me a lot coming, tuning in every day. If you didn't tune in, I would be at the bar. Anthony Hummer, Nino, pull the trigger, grow a beard, let the 𝗪𝗏𝗪 out. 𝗪𝗏𝗪 out full time. The world needs full time Sancho. Sancho takes no shit. I'm telling you now. Melissa B., sorry for the words seeming to change after I typed in. Anyway, I finally caught a live show. My main news for you. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you so much. Cindy Shipley, the winner of the Chicken Dinner, giving me back $5. Praying hard for Mr. and Miss Rodriguez. I've never won. Thank you. Oh, wow, you haven't? Well, now you have. Thank you. Donate my gift card back to Alex. He always working hard behind the scenes. That's up to Alex. If he wants to take your money, you're a cheap date. He wants to be my cheap date. Okay. Is that it, Alex?
Yeah, that's it for today, Nino. Thanks, Cindy.
Well, you can take the gift card if you want it, Alex. It's up to you. All right, folks. So that's it today. Alex, thank you for joining me. I guess what's today? Monday
today. So
Monday, yeah, good show.
Yeah, it's been good, and no guest today, but good topics and
I don't want to have a guest all the time. It takes away from the essence of what I'm doing here.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I don't know. I just feel like you and I can just go back and forth sometimes. We should, you know what I think we should do? We should do some commentating. Like you and I should do some commentating on the Portland riots and shit, like the protests. Like we should get some footage and stream it and just commentate on it. Like we're watching that fucking movie, The Running Man.
Yeah. We should do that. It's been crazy over there, and just like getting every week there's more. So yeah, that's probably a good idea. Try to do something.
I keep hearing that something could happen before the month of October is over. Now I don't want to claim that I know anything, but I keep hearing something big could happen. But I think this has been. It's every year. It's Red October, right? And so much has happened. The indictments happened. Stuart Swirlo said it'd be Rocktober. I think it failed in that sense. I don't think it's a Rocktober. Like it's that, and nothing crazy. But I think this is just a gradual escalation. But it's always Red October, right? Everything starts to really pick up in October, and then November, December, and then going into spring. So every year is hotter than the next.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. True.
Maybe something big will happen by the end of this October. I think we only got 28, 27, 28, 29, 30, 5 days. That's it left of October. So let's see. Let's see.
We shall see.
All right, folks, we're out of here. Thank you for joining.
Thanks, Nino.
You got it. And the new heavyweight champion of podcasting and the black sheep of broadcasting, folks.